Today we will discuss about the structure inside the submandibular region. Here I will show you I will reflect the skin, superficial fascia, investing layer of deep cervical fascia. And the platysma muscles. I will reflect all these things on the side. I will show you some structure inside the submandibular region. I have removed the mandible, body of the mandibles, and this is the masseter muscles. Here you can see this is attached on the lateral side of the mandible, and here you can see this is the medial pterygoid muscles, and this is the inferior nerve. This is the inferior nerve. I have dissected I have removed the mandible and I have separated the inferior nerve. Here you can see this is the submandibular lymph node. These are the submandibular lymph nodes. This one is the facial artery. This is a facial artery which arises from the anterior branch of the external carotid artery. This is the posterior belly of the digastric, and this is the styloid muscles. Both are innervated by the facial nerve. I will reflect it on the side. The posterior belly of digastric, it is called the key muscles because deep to it there is a external carotid artery, internal carotid artery, and there is a internal jugular vein. This one is the hypoglossal nerve. This is the vagus nerve, and this one is the spinal accessory nerves. This is a spinal accessory nerve. So these are the structure which is passes deep to the posterior belly of the digastric. So the two main vessels, internal jugular vein, external carotid artery, internal carotid artery, and the three cranial nerve, hypoglossals, vagus, and there is a spinal accessory nerves. So that's why it is called considered as a key muscles. I will show you the branches of the external carotid artery inside. Here you can see this is the first branch. It goes downwards deep to the infrared muscles. It is a superior thyroid artery. Another artery, it is you can see this is a lingual artery, and this lingual artery, it is along with the hypoglossal nerve. This is the hypoglossal nerve. And the other thing here you can see this is the spinal accessory nerves which goes posteriorly, and it supplies to the sternocleidomastoid as well as it supplies to the trapezius muscles. Other branches, the anterior branches of the external carotid, it is a superior thyroid, lingual, and another is the facial artery. I have cut it. I will show you. This is the facial artery. This is the facial artery which is emerged at here. So three anterior branch of the external carotid artery. Another thing you have to remember, the posterior belly of digastric, below to it there is a rise of the occipital artery, and above to the posterior belly of the digastric, the external carotid artery, it gives the posterior auricular artery. This is the posterior auricular artery. So above to the posterior belly of digastric there is a posterior auricular artery, and below to it there is a occipital artery. You have to remember. Other things I will show you. This is the external carotid artery which goes inside the parotid gland. The structure inside the parotid gland, I will show you. I have dissected. Here you can see the structure inside the parotid gland, superficial to deep, are the facial nerve. Here you can see this is the facial nerve, and this is the trunk of the facial nerve which is coming from it is the 7th cranial nerve, and it innervates to the muscles of the face. Deep to it, this is the retromandibular vein, and deep to it there is a external carotid artery. All the structure within the parotid glands. So within the parotid gland, superficial to deep structure are the facial nerve and retromandibular vein and external carotid artery. I have removed the masseter muscles, and I will show you there is a deeply. You can see this is the. I have cut the mandible. Here you can see this is a part of the mandible. This is the inferior nerve, and this inferior nerve which gives the branches anteriorly. It gives the branches. It is the mylohyoid nerve. This is a mylohyoid nerve, and this mylohyoid nerve supplies to the anterobilium digastric and the mylohyoid muscles. This is the anterobilium digastric, and this is the mylohyoid muscles, and it is the it is also called the diaphragma oris, which it supports the tongues, and that's why it is called the diaphragma oris. So this is the mylohyoid muscles. Deep to the mylohyoid muscles, you can see this is the two muscles which is coming from the inferior genial tubercle. It is a geniohyoid muscles, and this geniohyoid, which is innervated by the fiber of the C1. I will show you. This is the hypoglossal. It carries the fiber of the C1, and it supplies to the two muscles, mainly the thyrohyoid and there is a geniohyoid. Both are supplied by the fiber of the C1, which is coming with the hypoglossal nerve. So these are the fiber which supplies to the thyroid and geniohyoid muscle. So you have to remember, the most superficially this is the anterobilium digastric. Deep to it there is a mylohyoid, and deep to it there is a geniohyoid, and deep to it there is a genioglossus muscles. Now here deep to the this is a masseter. Deep to the masseter, you can see this is I have cut the mandible, and this is the medial pterygoid. I will show you deep to it there is a muscles are the, you can see this is the styloglossus, the muscles which is this is the styloglossus muscles, and here I will show you this is the stylopharyngeus, and this is the stylohyoid ligament. This is a part of the stylohyoid ligament. This is the stylohyoid ligament, and this is the stylopharyngeus muscles. This is the stylopharyngeus, and this is the glossopharyngeal nerve. The below to the stylopharyngeus, the part of the muscle, it is a middle constrictor anteriorly, and above to it there is a muscle, it is a superior constrictor muscles of the pharynx. Here I will show you, this is the submandibular gland, and it divided into the two parts by the mylohyoid muscles, which is intended by the posteriorly, which is intended deep to it. There is a deep part of the submandibular gland. So this is the deep to it. This is the deep part of the submandibular gland, and here you can see this is the submandibular duct, and this is the lingual nerve. This one is the upper one, it's the lingual nerve, and this is the submandibular duct, and which is open inside the floor of the mouth, inside the frenulum of the tongue on the side. It is the submandibular duct. Other things I will show you here. You can see this is the hypoglossal nerve. This is the hypoglossal nerve. Deep to the hypoglossals there is a muscles. It is called the hyoglossus muscle. This is the hyoglossus. The muscles which is from the hyoid bone to the goes to the tongue, it is called the hyoglossus. The muscles which is from the styloid process to the tongue, it is called the styloglossus. This is the styloglossus. And the muscles which is from the styloid process to the pharynx, it is the stylopharyngeus muscle. This is the stylopharyngeus, and this is the glossopharyngeal nerve. So these are the structure you can see here inside the neck, and deep to the internal carotid artery, you can see there is a this is a superior cervical ganglion, sympathetic chain. You can see this is a sympathetic chain, and this is a superior cervical ganglion, which is formed by the C1 to C4 fiber. This is a superior cervical ganglion. This is a vagus nerve, and here I will show you this vagus nerve. It gives a branch. It gives the superior laryngeal nerve. This is a superior laryngeal nerve, and this superior laryngeal nerve which is goes deep to it, and it gives the branches. It is an internal laryngeal nerve. It supplies the sensory supply to the vocal cord above to the supraglottic part, and below it is continues as a external laryngeal nerve, and this external laryngeal nerve which pierces to the cricothyroid muscles along with the anterior branch of the superior thyroid artery. So this is the external laryngeal nerve, and this is the internal laryngeal nerve. Both are the branches of the superior laryngeal nerve. Both are the branches of the superior laryngeal nerve, and superior laryngeal, it is a branch of the vagus nerve. So this is a vagus nerve. Deep to it, this is the muscle. It is called the scalenus anterior. This is the muscles which is scalenus anterior. I will show you this is a thyroid gland. Here you can see this is a thyroid gland, and on the posterior aspect you can see this is the parathyroid gland, bean shaped superior and inferior parathyroid glands. So these are the parathyroid glands. This one is the sternohyoid. This one is the from the sternum to the hyoid, it is sternohyoid. This is the superior belly of homoid, and all these muscles which is innervated by the ansa cervicalis. Here you can see this is the superior root of the ansa cervicalis, which is coming with the hypoglossal nerve. This is the hypoglossal nerve, and this is the inferior root of the ansa cervicalis, and it is fiber coming from the C2 as well as C3, and it makes the ansa cervicalis. And this ansa cervicalis which innervate to the infrared muscles, mainly the from the superior root directly it supplies the superior belly of the homoid. From the ansa cervicalis itself it supplies to the inferior belly of homoid. I will show you, this is the inferior belly of homoid. So this is the inferior belly of homoid which is supplied by the, this is the ansa cervicalis, this is the branch to the inferior belly of homoid, and these are the branches to the sternohyoid and sternothyroid muscles. So this is the ansa cervicalis muscles. So these are the structure. Right now you can see inside the neck, inside the submandibular region, as well as inside the carotid triangle. Hope you enjoy the lecture. Thank you.